churches and in our schools and in our city and our police department, and not just pass laws and things, but make them feel welcome, because we need them in our community.
These are people who are inclusive in how they go about working in the community. They recognize people of all cultures, of all economic levels, of all ability levels.
A person willing to step forward in the difficult 1960s amid racial and political strife in the United States.
A lot has changed.
It was a different time in our country and a different time in Bloomington.
He was so steady.
It was a time of structure.
This was 40 years ago. To understand the times, you have to realize that it was quite unique. Our country was probably in as much trouble as it is right now.
Bonderud inspired change without stirring anger.
Omar is soft-spoken and low-key, a thoughtful man whose eloquent arguments seldom caused hostility, even in the Commission's tumultuous beginning after the death of Martin Luther King.
Using his calm, disarming, and intelligent demeanor to work through the nettlesome issues as the Commission made it through its first formative years. Not bad for a person who grew up in a small North Dakota community where the height of diversity was that a Norwegian Lutheran could actually converse openly with the fellow German Lutheran residents of the community.
Omar was one of the people who stepped right up when he understood that our city was in trouble.
In 1968, the city of Bloomington formed its Human Rights Commission. Omar Bonderud led the commission through its earliest years, and through work neighboring cities hadn't yet approached. Bloomington made it illegal for landlords to discriminate in apartment rentals and wrote an ordinance that bans discrimination in city-issued licenses or parks and recreation activities.
He's calm and deliberate. He really does his homework, and he can argue eloquently without upsetting people. When you're heading up a Human Rights Commission, that's quite a trick.
Omar and the commission worked to change citizens' minds. An article from 1979 explains many people who had complaints refused to go to City Hall because all they could see was the establishment. But this feeling was somewhat alleviated when they knew there was someone they could talk to who specifically handled human rights.
He could see the unique parts of every individual.
Each year, the city of Bloomington celebrates Omar Bonderud's work. The award celebrates the people and organizations who leave their mark, who write their own page of Bloomington's history through their actions.
He is someone that they're really happy to see get recognition and having, obviously they had an award. They started their award, the first one, and named it after him. But he himself, being such a humble man, I would say that he'd be the last person that would say that he's deserving of any kind of recognition or award for what he does.
He knew what our job was, and it was, it came about because we lived through the times.
Omar led quietly, but left his signature. This award is presented to those who leave their own.
He felt very strongly that individuals are the important people, so that they feel as if they're treated like human beings, and they shouldn't have to fight for that right.